So hello and welcome to the channel, and today's video is going to be really life changing if you watch it until end, because in this video I will make sure that I give you real tangible things which you could implement while applying for your next application and make sure that your application gets successful. And this video will be in two parts. First part is about 75% of your success if you get these things right, and second part is about remaining 25% effort, which could lead you to the final goal of getting either the admission in your dream university or getting the fully funded scholarship, as in my case. And I'm pretty sure that even if you do those 75% of the things right, there are almost full chances that you will secure your place. But just to make sure that you actually get the success, you will have to put that 25% extra effort, which I'm going to tell you in the later part of this video. So do not skip any part, because this video could lead you to the place where you want to be in your career. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the first section, which is actually contributing towards the 75% of your success, and I call this section ideal self presentation. It means that you really need to put 3 parts of your effort in presenting yourself as the ideal picture of candidate which selection committee already has in their mind. So I will not tell you how to write motivation letter or how to write CV, but I will guide you to think in a way that you just need to hit those ideal checklist points which the selectors have in their mind. Because when we apply for any application, mostly our mindset is to meet just the bare minimum requirements. But the thing which you have to do is to surpass minimum requirements and present yourself as an ideal candidate they are looking for. So the first thing I want you to do is to spend almost 1/3 of your time in reading the requirements page. And by reading, I want to say the true actual reading, like reading every single word in the requirement of program. And by every word, I mean literally every word. Listen, it really depends on how much effort you are willing to put in, because I'm not like other usual YouTubers who just give you a really basic way to apply and just get the views. I personally want you to not be mediocre in the application. So be ready to put efforts, and if you don't want to put efforts, I would happily suggest you to watch again to those videos of other YouTubers which are just made for the sake of views without any actual value. So what you have to do while reading the requirement and description of program, you have to read it as a selector mindset, like you are the one who is selecting the candidates. So I want you to read the program description and requirements so as if you are a person who is looking for the candidate on such requirements. Because whenever you are in charge of something, or you think like you own the decision making power, you feel more confident to do that task. So with the same mindset, grab a notepad and start writing the key requirements out of that page which you want essentially in your candidate. So let's say they want motivated person, write it down. They want leadership, write it down. They want technical chemical engineering skills, for example, so write it down. They say entrepreneurial experience, write it down. All those technical skills they mention, for example, health and safety in my case, write it down. So you see, I'm listing down every single detail in the program page and I'm writing it down, because you are the selector in this moment. So you write down all the things you want in your ideal candidate as a selection process. Now once you have all those 30 or let's say 40 quantity of those skills and requirement, now is the time to invest another 1/3 part of your time in listing down those things you know about yourself, skills you know about yourself, and list them down in front of those noted points. So this part is more like a self-evaluation of yourself on the points which the selector choose for you. And there is a twist in this step. I want you to not write down your big achievements or big skills which you easily know. What I want you to do is to think about small single things, small details, very hardly remembered achievements of you. Even if some social class or some dance class or some cultural gathering, any conference you attended, even as a listener, try to find every single small thing related to those points which you extracted as a selector in the first part. And why I gave this second part also the 1/3 of your time, because I think that this is the most crucial step of your application, your base. Because if your base is weak, no matter how much time you put in writing the CV and letter, it will be of no value. So for example, you have 1 month to write the CV and letter. I would give only 10 days for writing. I will invest first 20 days in analyzing and extracting the information and listing down my skills in front of them. And the trick to not write big things is to find those little forgotten things about you which you don't even find big enough to relate with you. But believe me, once you have this list prepared, you will feel proud that how well you relate to this program just because of those small things. And once you have those all tiny achievements and activities, it is not a big deal to write big things which you already thought of before even starting to work on this application, because you find that program relevant because of those obvious things. So now comes the easy part. You have to actually build a story around the list you just made, but the real effort has already been done. So congratulations if you made it until here. Writing a motivation letter just needs the reason and motivation within you through which you thought yourself as an ideal candidate. And the things you listed in previous steps are actual reason, the actual motivation. So in this step, you will use all these activities and all these skills in the past, present, future format of writing. And you will connect the past activities which made you passionate about the things you are currently doing and the collective motivation you got from these 2 eras of your life, which ultimately made you to apply for the future in this program. So see, in any part of this video, I didn't give you those basic typical guidelines like writing 1 page only, show passion, use fancy action verbs in your CV, nothing like that. If you want to learn how to write CV, it is a whole different skill, and my videos are actually not for such topics. I just give you the code which you really need to follow to whatever writing style you already have, and that's it. So by now you have your first draft ready. The next step is to get it reviewed from the seniors, and this is for both CV and your motivation letter, because you have generated literally the most valuable information about you in the previous steps. And while writing, I must say, make sure to be consistent. Do not leave anything unrelated and just bombarding one after another thing without any connection between them. Most of the motivation letters I receive for review, they have this one thing in common. While stating one thing, they will start new things without any connection between them and without actually closing the first statement in true sense. So try to be coherent through the latter, and as far as CV is concerned, you just need to stay as relevant to the list of requirements which we extracted from the program description and requirements page. And before sending for review, first try to again read it as a selector and go through your first list to match that whether this candidate looks close to the one which I initially thought. Because my purpose of making this video is to really give you the way which you can follow without looking for hundreds of videos telling you just the basic application procedures. And I'm not going to tell any basic application steps, because I personally wish to help people who are really willing to put efforts and are not just applying for the sake of application. Because I live here in Spain and I have a full-time job, I have to do every household work of myself on my own without any assistance. So I have to manage the workload, write the script, record, edit everything, then some thumbnail and title effort just to make the video reach to the right audience. And after all that time distribution, I really want the right video to make. My purpose is not to make videos for just views, but to genuinely help even 10 students who really want to make difference in their lives, in their society, from their presence. So now back to the topic, because we have remaining 25% of the effort which we need to put. But still there are so many important things which hold so much significance in your scholarship process. And one of these important things is your recommendation letter. Usually professors write the motivation letter in the 1,000 years old template of their own, saying same thing about every single student, which literally feels like a disconnected document from all your previous documents about. So what we can do to make recommendation letter work for us instead of working against us, we have to ask our recommenders, our professors, or our managers at work to sign the document which we provide them. I know it's a bit extra to ask for. In most cases, the professors are really kind enough to accept your request and sign the template which you provide to them. So in other words, write the recommendation letter of your own, add relevant things which have significance in your application. For example, your CV tells about a project and then the professor who is going to write the recommendation letter for you. So you can add some soft skills which are already in the initial list of your requirement. So for example, leadership and time management. So you can add in recommendation letter that this student worked under my supervision on that specific project as a project leader and successfully achieved the targets well ahead of allocated time for the project, which proves his or her leadership and time management skills. So did you see how I connected the program requirements with your profile and then endorsed it with the recommendation letter? So you have to be smart here and convince them to sign the template you provide to them. So I think this video is getting a bit longer and I don't want to challenge your attention span. So I will make another video to give more tips related to these steps. And if you have any comments or questions, you can comment in the video. And also you can use my Instagram or my LinkedIn handles to connect with me. So see you in the next video. Until then, keep working hard.